What's up, everybody? Schmoedown! That's what's up! The continuation of the Star Wars Schmoedown tournament on Twitch, which happened a few days ago, and I'm just watching it now because I didn't really get the memo of when exactly it dropped, and also it was my mother's birthday this weekend, so kind of took some time away from me. I'm still getting used to the whole Schmoedown on Twitch stuff, because if it was still on YouTube, I would have gotten the notification of it on my recommendation section, but whatever. I'm seeing it this a few days late. Unfortunately, I already know who wins, and I think I also know the final score. My fault, I'm afraid. Again, I didn't know when this match came out, and I just went to the Facebook group and saw the end result. Again, my fault. It's no fault of the people running the Schmoedown. They're doing the best they can. It's up to us fans to watch out for spoilers, I suppose. But anyways, as we all know, it's not about the end result in Schmoedown. Sometimes it's about the journey. It's about the match and how it was played. And well, hey, guess it's time to see how Laura Kelly is gonna defeat Sean Sullivan, because I'm sure you guys already know by now, because again, it was a few days ago. Fair warning in advance, I am waiting on a phone call, so if my phone starts to ring during the match, I'll just have to pause and do some creative editing there. Anyways, again, I already skipped the 15-minute countdown clock, so we can start this match when the match actually starts. So, here we go.
I'm just here. I'm a Star Wars fan, and that makes me excited for this tournament. Makes me excited that anyone can come in here to celebrate the love of Star Wars to answer these questions, and I'm happy to do that with Ace in the next round.
The video quality looks terrible. Maybe it's part of the settings. That's not too much with it.
Welcome back to the movie trivia Schmoedown. It is the Star Wars tournament. It's official. This is the very first match of the Star Wars tournament. I am Christian Harloff. Thank you for joining us here on Twitch. Joining me, as always, my partner in crime, the one, the only, Mark Baby Carrots Ellis. Mark, how you feeling?
Oh, Christian, you knew that I was going to get dialed up, dressed to the nines for this particular matchup. Now, as you know, probably aware, I can't go to the dry cleaner, but I did get a lint roller, and I took care of business, and now I'm ready to go. I got my Yaddle hair sported, and as Scotty Dizzy 16 said in the Twitch chat room, begun the Star Wars tournament has.
It sure has, and it just means so much. And what a match, really, to start this whole thing off, because look at these two. You've got Sean the Saint Sullivan against Laura Lights Out Kelly. Sean Sullivan was an unknown. He was a guy that we would see. He'd come around the studio and he'd say, "Hey, I'm a big fan of this thing, and I know what I can do." And he never pushed, never accepted anything to say he was interested. That was it. And he said, "I know Star Wars." Well, Kay Mulligan listened to that, and she drafted him. And he showed up. And what did he do? He played against Adam Witt, had a great match with him on short notice, might I add, and he won the match. Now he's 1-0, and he's going up against somebody with the record. You see the record of 1-2, but it's very, very tricky. She is arguably the number one seed in this entire tournament, because in her first match, Laura Kelly, Lights Out, as she is now being called, she went up against Joseph Scrimshaw. She went up against Andrew DiMolanta, just to name a few, in her opening match at Star Wars Celebration, and nobody knew who she was. Well, everybody knew who she was by the end of that match. She then followed up by beating Andrew DiMolanta and was the only person at the Schmoedown Spectacular that did not get knocked out. She went toe-to-toe with Alex Damon and just missed out on being the Star Wars champion. So she's here to play. She's the heavy favorite going into this thing.
Yeah, that's right, Christian. I mean, I remember everybody buzzing at Star Wars Celebration in Chicago talking about Laura Kelly, and I wasn't at the match, didn't get a chance to witness really any of the greatness that we saw from some new competitors. And then Laura comes in, she's confident, she's drinking champagne pre, during, after the match, and she feels good about her Star Wars knowledge. You look at Sean Sullivan, for a minute, I thought he was the janitor at Collider. He was just always there. I had no idea. Then I was like, the guy's got a nice beard, I'll give him that. And boy, does he know a lot about a galaxy far, far away, as it turns out. So, I mean, look, this is just the first official match, minus the play-in game, which was also spectacular, that we're doing live here on Twitch, and I am so excited to get things going. You know that I love Star Wars, but what I love more is asking Star Wars questions that I have no idea in hell what the answer is. That's when you know that the competitors are top-notch.
Now, I will say that there's so much riding on this match, because if you look at the current standings today, Mark, this is where we stand. The Finstock Exchange has been in the lead since the very first event in New York. Once that event was all over, they held the lead. They haven't lost it since. Swag, because of the reversal and because of the TKO victory in the play-in match, Swag has sole possession of second place right now. However, if Sean Sullivan can get a win, if he just wins and gets the 3 points, they're back in second. If somehow he can knock out Laura Kelly for the first time, the Finstock Exchange will be tied with someone, and that will be the Den for first place. Now, on the other side of that coin, you got Corruption. Corruption is having a very, very hard year thus far. They have 2 points at the moment. Now, if Laura Kelly can win three points, they'll be in sixth place. Now, if they can get a knockout, they'll be tied for fourth and fifth. That's how big of a match this is for Corruption. 3 points or 4 points riding on Laura Kelly at the moment right now. So that's how important the faction standings are at the moment, Mark.
It's so fun to do this live on Twitch, too, because we're going to have real live time, updates with the standings, with what's going on with the factions. Obviously, we have managers, and the competitors, of course, are here representing. So it's a packed green room right now, Christian. I don't know where you want to start as far as competitor or manager, but you know that there's going to be some fire thrown between these two factions.
Oh, there absolutely is. You can already look at everything that's been going down with Grace and Kate and Shannon firing off at one another. Now, that I was expecting. And then Sean Sullivan, who's been mouthy on a lot of these podcasts, maybe a little too mouthy for somebody who's just 1-0 and brand new into the season. But hey, I'll give it to him. It's fine. I wasn't that surprised that I heard him. What I was surprised about was this new attitude by Lights Out Laura Kelly. Not only was she confident in her promo, I believed every second of it. And to be quite honest, it scared the hell out of me, and I locked my doors.
It's a different version of Laura Kelly that the folks are going to get to see here today. And with Sean Sullivan, look, you can say 1-0, but you can also say that he's earned his way here. I mean, it's not an easy thing for either one of these people to come from various backgrounds and to get into the Schmoedown family. But now that they're here, Christian, they made a name for themselves. And like you said before, even though the records may not reflect it yet, I think that at least one of them is going to advance in this tournament, but both are going to establish to the world, and especially to all of our followers on Twitch, that they are here to stay.
All right, so listen, we talked about the big promos. We talked about all the hype. We talked about all the social media stuff. We're going to show you exactly how we got here right now.
Everybody knows it. What? Oh, jeez. Sean did well earlier this year, but I think that Laura Kelly's a monster.
And your winner, the luminous Laura Kelly!
Here in the Star Wars division, there is only one true heiress to that belt, and her name is Laura Kelly. Now, she came into the Schmoedown last season and was dubbed the Luminous.
I love the shirt.
She's a great player. It's a shame that you got stuck with the worst team in this entire league. I love that you think that you're ready to sit at the big kids table, but this is my house.
As far as I'm concerned, the Luminess is dead. But lights out, Laura Kelly, she didn't come back to make nice.
Feels good to be, feels good to be, feels good to be a little bit bad. Feels good to be, feels good to be, feels good to be a little bit bad.
What's going on, Schmoedown fans? Here we are, Star Wars tournament.
Sean? Johnny? No. We're heels. You gotta be meaner, bud.
We're heels!
Here we are. First round of the Star Wars tournament.
Love the
All the
helmets.
nerds over on the Facebook page are convinced. You're going to steamroll right through me.
I think the people that are competing right now aren't that good. Demolanta, Knapsack, Kelly, whoever wants me, I'll take them.
Did you know all of the answers at the spectacular while you were sitting in the audience, twiddling your thumbs with no pressure? Good for you. But you're going to need to know more than pilots and call signs when you take me on.
You know what I love about Sean Sullivan? He's the best competitor in the league. He knows everything about Star Wars. He knows names, he knows planets. Sean Sullivan is a Sith Lord, and he's going to be champ.
Sean missed 2 questions in round 1, Sullivan. Do you know how many round 1 questions I've missed in my 3 matches?
Zero.
This is going to be the last match for you in the Star Wars tournament. Kate and I make a great team.
I got you some Clorox wipes because you're gonna make a mess in this match and you're gonna need to clean up after. Here you go, Sean.
Love me some Lysol wipes.
You're last year's news. It's lights out
Snips.
for you.
Who the hell do you think you are? Everybody knows that you're nothing more than a fangirl who annoyed Harloff long enough that he just threw you in the draft, and lucky for you, Kate Mulligan was stupid enough to pick you up.
Sean is not a barrier on my road to another match with the demon. Sean is but a mere pebble in the road, and he's about to get kicked into the sewer. Lights out, bottoms up.
Nice!
Feels good to be, feels good to be a little bit bad. Feels good to be, feels good to be, feels good to be a little bit bad.
All right, I'm not going to lie to you. I got goosebumps. I got goosebumps
Christian,
from that one.
you know me well enough to know that if I attempted that stunt with the shots, I probably would be still coughing right now. And Eddie in the chat room said it best. He said that these Schmoedown promos have been fire recently, and the Rancor's share of that praise goes right to Nerd Chronic. Thank you so much, Eric. He's as tough as a Rancor, but he's a lot prettier.
He's the best. And what it also showed, it showed how much that both these competitors really want it. It shows how bad both factions really want it. They've been going at it. They have been, it has been really, really vicious. Look at the current, the bracket as you see it today, Mark, before we move on here. This is the tournament. As we have our first match here with Laura Kelly and Sean Sullivan, then Ken Knapsack will be battling Andres Cabrera, now that we know that for sure. Joseph Scrimshaw taking on Demolanta, and Molly Damon taking on Adam Witt. But here we are with Kelly and Sullivan there. This is the match. This is the one that we want to see here today, Mark. And I'm ready. Look, we saw the managers going at it. I think it's time to bring in the managers. I think it's time to hear that. I mean, look, like you said, you warned them not to talk over each other. I don't know. I can guarantee we know the history between Grace and Shannon. They were, I guess, friends at one point. Grace was very disrespectful with Shannon at live events, looked at her like a peon, if you will, probably still does. And then you have Shannon, who always thought that she was the rightful leader of corruption and always thought that Grace didn't do anything while she was at corruption. So I'm sure that they have their beef, and you know that Shannon and Kate have it. So this is going to be something. I don't know if you and I are going to be able to talk here, because this is going to be, I don't know if I want to. I want to watch this.
Hey, I'm throwing the Beetlejuice metal in my mouth, and I'm putting the zipper on yours. So let's let these managers have their day.
All right, let's start with the queen of corruption. Shannon Varney is here. Shannon, are you ready to bring in your arch rivals? Well, here we go. Grace Hancock, and there we go with Kate Mulligan. Shannon, what are you doing over there?
I can tell that the den is in the house because it reeks of thrush and cat piss.
Oh wow. All right.
That's so weird because you're actually at your house.
Well,
Don't overthink it. I know it's hard for you.
I'm just
relax.
saying.
Just
You're
relax.
actually. That sounds like you got a problem in your house, pal.
all right, well, Grace. Look, this is a big match. You said it in your promo about
Kalinowski
Sullivan
appeared.
and how Sullivan is the best Star Wars competitor that we have. Is what you say. What words would you like to say to Shannon? I know you guys have your history. Is there still bad blood, or how are you feeling?
No, not at all. I always love seeing Shannon because she really I get such a good laugh out of her. She's like that fun, rowdy little niece that I occasionally get to babysit. And I always just really get a laugh out of it. And I wish that I could give her the same satisfaction because she just couldn't ruffle my feathers if it was her full-time job. But always a pleasure to see you, darling.
Shannon?
I don't speak to the assistants.
Oh, God. Shannon, but back to your house smelling like cat piss. I'm just really confused because you got a dog running around in the back with Kalinowski and it's barking. So why is your dog pissing cat piss? Anyway,
Kate,
I
could you
brought something.
I brought something.
Jesus Christ.
What's that?
Well, that's just I keep hearing that Laura's going to turn the lights out, so I figured it sounds dangerous. I'm going to go ahead and
It's the smartest thing you've done so far. Good job. Good call.
All right,
lights out.
All right, listen. Yeah,
Good luck.
Let's start here with Shannon. I got to ask you before we move on to this from the circus. I will ask you, corruption down now. You're in last place. You have 2 points here. How big of a victory would this be for you and lights out, Laura Kelly?
Yeah, we get it. We understand. We have 2 points. Let's beat that point home more. It doesn't matter. Laura's going to win this thing and it's going to be great. Yeah, we need the points and we're here to get them. So what else would you like me to say about that?
All right, fair enough.
Eloquent as always.
All right, Kate, you guys, should you win here today, both Kate and Grace, you take sole possession of second place. If Sean Sullivan can pull a knockout here, you tie first place. How you feeling?
We're always feeling great. Hello, I leave corruption and then look what happens to it. What are the common denominators here, Shannon? We're not worried today. Kate and I are never worried.
Kate?
Yeah, Sean's not worried either. Sean was sitting cool as a cucumber. This kid, he's Laura can but you know what? Honestly, just at the end of the day, let's see who's got the winning faction. Let's see who's got the winning points today. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, thank you to both Shannon, Grace, and Kate. Going to put you in the I want to say timeout, but I'm not going to say that. I'll put you in the waiting room here. But that's exactly what I thought we were going to see, Mark. It's about that time, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, look, if somebody's smelling cat pee or Kate Mulligan's been digging in the prop room from Ghostbusters 2, there's just so many storylines between the managers, between the factions, and now is one of my favorite times of a match because all of that doesn't die down, but it gets pushed to the side because the main course is about to arrive, Christian. That would be the competitors themselves with heads packed full of knowledge from a galaxy far, far away.
Are you ready to get going, my friend?
Oh, I mean, look at me. Look, the chat room and me agree on 2 things and 2 things only, Christian. 1, we're excited for Star Wars content. 2, I really need to have my barber reopen.
All right, well, if we're done with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown. Introducing first. Representing the Den with a record of 1 win, no defeats in the Star Wars division. Give it up for Sean the Saint Sullivan. Sean the Saint Sullivan, there he is, drinking apple juice, hopefully. All right.
Yeah.
Dude, big match here, my brother. This is big stuff. How are you? How you feeling?
Yeah, they keep telling me this is an important match. I'm here, so
Okay.
ready to go.
All right, now look, I appreciate the cool kind of cockiness, but no hesitation, no kind of intimidation going up against someone like Laura Kelly.
No, she's no scarier than anyone else in this bracket. And
Okay,
let's be
you
honest,
said that.
everyone
You said
here
that.
can bring their stuff.
All right, so Sean, you seem very prepared and very confident, but if we're not worried about the opponent, let me just ask you, what has the preparation been like for the Star Wars tournament? Rewatching the movies? Do you have a big study guide? What is the Sullivan, the Saint method?
Well, that's a trade secret, Mark. I can't share that.
This guy's wise beyond his record, Christian.
He is. Well, I mean, again, Sean, this is a big match for you, big match for the Den, looking to obviously either take sole possession of second place, or should the unthinkable happen, you guys could be tied for first place with the Finstock Exchange. Pressure?
Not really.
All right, fair enough. All right, Sean, well, I'm going to put you in the waiting room at the moment.
That was much easier than the managers.
I know. And his opponent.
I love the corruption thing.
Representing corruption with a record of 1 win, 2 defeats in the Star Wars division. She is Laura Lights Out Kelly. Laura Lights
Shut
Out
up, Laura.
Kelly is here. Laura, oh my God, look at that. That's awesome. I got to tell you, that's impressive. Laura, it is it's been a road. It's been an interesting road here. A new Laura Kelly, someone that I wasn't expecting. You and I have had many conversations before. I've never seen that side of you before that I saw in the promo. What is it about working with Shannon Barney in Corruption that kind of made you not see the light, if you will?
Oh, honestly, I think she just brings out the best in me, Christian. I really do. It's been an interesting road, but I'm happy to be here, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this today.
Now, your opponent here, Sean Sullivan, he has been talking a lot. He has been saying that, bring on anybody, bring on Scrimshaw, bring on Kelly. Any thoughts on Sean Sullivan and the way he's been talking lately?
In the deepest recesses of my mind, I cannot fathom where this arrogance comes from. I just can't. I mean, he's played one match, wasn't exactly like the greatest match I've ever seen. One of the more embarrassing debuts, I think, to be totally honest.
Wow.
He's out here telling those beards over at Let's Get Ready that I don't know how to play this game. I don't know how to strategize. This is my 4th match. What are we even doing here? Like, I just don't understand it, but here we are.
Well,
yeah,
Laura,
on that note, Laura, my question for you is, this is your 4th match, and so you clearly have the experience over Sean. So let's take a look back at those 3 matches that you have played. I mean, you've played in a live setting multiple times. What does that experience give you that Sean may not have? What are you looking for with an advantage there?
Honestly, it's hard to compare it to this, because this is just me recording a podcast in my bedroom like I normally do. So, I mean, I've gotten past those nerves. I've gotten past the live shows, been there, done that. This is going to be easy peasy, I think, for me.
all right. Well, we're bringing in your opponent here, Sean Sullivan. There you are, Sean. Laura, would you like to say anything to Laura there, Sean?
Yeah, if Shannon needs help with that cat piss smell, we have Lysol in the den, so.
Oh, fair enough. All right. Well, listen, so we are going to get to our rules of round number 1. Mark, how's it go?
That's right. Cat pee is the running theme in a Star Wars match. In round number 1, you're going to have 10 questions. Competitors, these questions come from 10 different corners of the galaxy, far, far away. Know how. Each question is worth 1 point. There is no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing in round number 1. As soon as either Christian or myself asks a question, you have 15 seconds to answer it. How do you answer? Well, it's kind of twofold. You take a utensil and you write on a tablet. And once we ask you by name to reveal your answer, please show what you wrote to your camera at the same time you verbalize your answer into the microphone. I will remind each competitor of your 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the duration of the match, named for famous Wisconsin Tuscan Raider JTE. If you're not sure you heard a question right, you want to buy yourself some time, use a JTE rule. You also each have 1 challenge to be used at any point by your manager throughout the 3-round match. Christian, I did that all looking right in the barrel of the camera lens.
I thought it was absolutely wonderful. And a reminder to the audience watching, our competitors and our managers have been instructed to look at only the private chat here today, but we'd also like to let you know, do not put any answers inside of the comments. If you do so, you will be removed from the stream. So just a reminder there, we have the mods looking at it and making sure. So we want to have a good match, fun match, fair match. Again, both competitors are looking at the private chat anyway, but just to be fair. All right, we've already also instructed you guys that during the actual rounds, after you're written, please make sure that we can see your hands. And we will start with Laura. Are you ready?
Absolutely.
Sean, are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown! All right, here we go. Round number 1. Question number 1. Here we go. From Revenge of the Sith. Who tells Padme Amidala that the Chancellor is a Sith Lord?
Christian, I saw something in the Twitch chat room that if we get this channel to 4,000 subscribers, you have to do something?
Yeah, I'd probably have to do a watch along to The Thing.
Oh, what a reward.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and we start with Laura Kelly.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes, Sean.
Obi-Kenobi. Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. Okay, nice. Don't get yourself disqualified here, will you? All right, next question, Mark.
This is in episode 7, The Force Awakens, where Christian and I read the premiere and I had a white tux. The question, what nickname does Han Solo call Finn by in The Force Awakens? Christian, your enduring memory of that magical evening back in 2015?
Yeah, it was fun. It was pretty special.
I don't remember that.
And 5, 4.
That's a good question.
3, 2, 1. Sean.
Big deal?
Yes,
Big
Laura.
deal. That's right.
Big deal.
I'm a big deal.
All right, next question. Here we go. The Empire Strikes Back. Which frequent Pixar voice actor plays Major Bren Derlin in The Empire Strikes Back?
I love this. We have the clubhouse leader for my favorite question asked during this match.
Oh, okay. I knew that you would. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. And we go with Sean.
John Ratzenberg?
John Ratzenberg. No, that is incorrect.
No.
And Laura?
John Ratzenberger.
That is correct. John Ratzenberger. That is correct.
Damn.
All right. So the score now is Kelly 3, Sullivan 2.
That's right. It's cheers. Everybody knows your name, but you got to have the full name there. Your next category is the Phantom Menace. Mm-hmm. And the question, in episode 1, what does Anakin initially call a lightsaber?
Laser sword.
I'd put Cheers as one of the top 5 best sitcoms of all time. Am I overstating?
No, you're in there. You're right. Absolutely. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Laura?
Laser sword.
Yes. And Sean?
Laser sword.
You got it. Okay. Kelly keeps her lead 4-3. As we get to our next question here, the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars. Mm-hmm. What is the name of Anakin Skywalker's apprentice that is introduced in the Clone Wars film?
Ahsoka
I love that the Clone Wars are a part of this. It'd be interesting to see what happened if we threw like a Mandalorian or a Rebels question at these kids. I think they'd answer it.
Oh, they would, but it's, I thought about it. It's not movies though. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. And we start with Sean Sullivan.
Ahsoka Tano.
Yes. And Laura.
Ahsoka Tano.
You got it. 5-4.
And we have now reached halftime, and there was your celebration. And now we get on to the second part of round number 1. And I'll remind the competitors, particularly Laura, that if the perfect game is thrown, you get a bonus question asked just to you that's cost worth a point.
You also get a motorcycle that gets to drive right through your house.
Was that real? That sounded intense. That sounded like a land speeder.
I don't know whose that was.
Wow, somebody bullseye and womp rats with a T-16. Your next question is in the world of Return of the Jedi. And that question, in Return of the Jedi, who says to Leia, when he comes back, I won't get in the way?
Your next question comes from Return of the Jedi.
I'm sorry if I get excited about Star Wars still, Christian.
I like it. It was a good radio. It was
Sorry you gave up your love in 2017.
No.
How dare you?
Han. It was Han.
And
said
5,
that.
4, 3, 2.
Is that your bike?
No, hands down. And Laura.
Han Solo.
Yes. And Sean.
Han Solo.
Yep. Okay. 6-5. Sullivan keeps it. Next question. A lot of noise. All right, here we go. Rise of Skywalker is the next category for question 7. Who is the rebel spy on Kylo Ren's ship?
Okay, just come clean. You're in a gang, and
Hux.
quarantine did some things to you. Is the name of your biker gang Contra Club?
Armitage
I can
Hux.
figure it out who it is. All you gotta do is mute somebody's mic. And 5, 4,
Just own it, Christian.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. And Sean Sullivan.
Hux.
Yes. And Laura.
General Hux.
Yes. All right. So 8, 7. Excuse me. 8, 7, 6. 7, 6. 7, 6.
That's right. As we move into your 8th question, and this is in, get ready, Christian, Attack of the Clones.
There you go.
Episode 2 in the question. In the Geonosis prison cell, what color are the electric bonds holding Obi-Wan's wrists and ankles?
Light blue.
I like these
Ish.
tricky questions.
That's right. We should be asking Fast and Furious questions, given the nature of this match.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Laura.
Blue.
Yes. Sean.
Blue.
So 8, 2, 7. 8, 7. The wild motorcycle apparently are Sean. We've been ratted it out. It's Sean.
Well, I'm the only one here that doesn't record a podcast or show from my house. So
You lose a point for that. All right. 8, 7. 8, 7. Next question here. Next question. The Last Jedi. How many porgs did Chewie cook over an open flame?
Oof. And somewhere, our dear friend Ash Crossan's heart is breaking.
I think it was 2.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Every time. Don't bring that up.
3.
They did look tasty.
Yeah, I want one. 5,
Eat one.
4, 3, 2, 1. And we go with Sean Sullivan.
2.
Yes, Laura.
2.
Laura Kelly, 9-8. So Laura Kelly doing what she does. She has a perfect round thus far. If she hits this final question here, Mark, then she will have a perfect round, and she will have a bonus question should she hit it.
That's right, Christian. Your next and last question in round number 1, lest we hit the bonus, is in the world of Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, the one that started it all. And your question, what planet does Leia tell Tarkin the rebel base is on?
Dantooine. They're on Dantooine.
It's amazing how just like 1 point is so crucial.
And that very quickly can become a 2-point lead going into round 2.
That's right. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Laura for the perfect round.
Dantooine.
Perfect round it is. And Sean?
Dantooine.
Yes, you got it. So, Laura, this question is going to be for you and only you. You don't have to write it down. You simply just have to answer it. 15 seconds to do it. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, here you go. Your bonus question. What object did Yoda and R2-D2 fight over, ending with Yoda saying, "Mine, or I will help you not"?
A lamp.
A lamp or a flashlight would be accepted. That is correct for 1 more point. Laura Kelly, 11-9. 11-9. She does it again. She said it. You know how many questions I've missed in the first round? 0. Well, she stuck to that because it is now the second round. Mark, how does that go?
The goose egg still holds. This is known as the wheel round. And yes, there is an electronic wheel that we're going to bring out in just a second. The rules of round number 2, each competitor gets a spin at our electronic wheel. Once you settle on a category, you're going to hear 5 questions from said Star Wars genre. Each question is worth 2 points. There's no penalty for missing a question. There is stealing in round number 2. So if you're not sure of the answer, ask us for multiple choice. At that point, the value of the question goes down to 1. And because Laura Kelly is in the lead by now 2 points over Racing Street Tough Sean Sullivan, then she is going to get to select whether she would like to spin the wheel first or defer to her opponent. And I will remind everybody in the match and everybody watching us live on Twitch that this wheel today is sponsored in whole by Roby1 Kenobi. Thank you so much for your patronage, Roby1 Kenobi. Everybody in the chat room, give a big hand to Roby1 Kenobi. The sponsored slices that Roby preferred were the middle episodes in the first 2 trilogies, Attack of the Clones and Empire Strikes Back. If you want to have your name mentioned in an upcoming live Star Wars or any other Schmoedown match, check out the Schmoedown Patreon today and select which tier is right for you.
All right, so at the moment, I'm going to drop Kate and Sean out. Laura and Shannon, you have 60 seconds to talk to your competitor to decide exactly what you guys want to do, starting now.
We don't need the time.
No, I don't think we do. I'm going to spin first.
You're going to spin first. All right, well, there you go. Time not taken. So we're going to bring that wheel back up, and Shannon will be able to stick around for the spin, and here's the spin.
I see a mixed bag on there, Christian. That could be interesting.
Well, we're going to find out exactly what it is. She's going to land on Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi. All right. Would you want Return of the Jedi, or would you like to spin again?
I'm going to keep it.
Going to keep it. All right.
Nice.
So we're gonna move Shannon out for the moment. We're going to bring Sean back in. Sean, make sure your hands are. You can see. Okay. Great. All right. So you're going to get 5 questions here in round number 2. From Return of the Jedi. And we start, Laura, are you ready?
I am. Let's do it.
All right. What is the name of Vader's flagship Super Star Destroyer that crashes into the Death Star?
Executrix.
The Executor.
That is correct for 2 points. In the assault on the second Death Star, the Rebel Squadron consists of 4 colored designations: red, gray, green, and what other color?
Gold.
Yes, for 2 points. All right, next question. In Return of the Jedi, who steps on a twig, giving away the surprise ambush of the biker scouts on Endor?
Han Solo.
2 more points.
Okay.
2 more questions for Laura Kelly, as she is not missing anything yet. What legendary Star Wars sound designer has a cameo in the Battle of Endor?
Ben Burt.
Yes.
Okay.
And your final question. Final question. Here you go. Why does Luke tell R2-D2 they're headed to the Dagobah system?
Say hello to an old friend. A promise to an old friend.
I would like to go multiple choice.
A, he has unfinished business. B, he has to finish what he started. C, he has to help a friend. D, he has a promise to keep to an old friend.
D.
D is correct for 1 point. All right, so Kelly just goes to multiple choice once as she finds herself with 20 to 9 over Sean Sullivan, but an amazing second round there for Laura Kelly. It is now Sean Sullivan's turn. Is now 20 to 9 as we see Laura Kelly over Sean Sullivan. Sean has not spun yet. He's going to do so. All right, Laura, I'm going to put you in the waiting room for the moment. Going to bring in Kate Mulligan. Kate, you have 60 seconds if there's anything you want to say to your competitor starting now.
Read my lips. We're not scared. You got this, Sean. You're doing awesome. We know you knew that one. You just didn't have the ER at the end. I got you, baby. You got this. You do it.
All right. Okay.
No whammies. No whammies.
No whammies, no whammies. All right, we'll bring the wheel back up now. And here we go.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens here, Christian. It's tough for a newer competitor to look at a scoreboard and see they're losing by 11.
And the Phantom Menace.
I'll keep it.
Keeping the Phantom Menace. All right. So we're going to drop Kate out at the moment here. Where the hell is she? I can't know. There she is. Bye-bye, Kate. And now we bring back Laura Kelly. Laura, same thing. Thank you. Keep your hands so we can see him. Same thing, Sean. All right, Mark, you're going to bring up Phantom Menace.
The Phantom Menace, the movie I waited 3 hours in line to see, but I'm going to tell my nieces and nephews I waited 3 days. Your first of 5 questions, Sean, for 2 points, unless you choose multiple choice. In episode 1, The Phantom Menace, what is the name of Queen Amidala's personal pilot who flies her cruiser through the Trade Federation blockade? We need the first and last name.
Captain Panaka? No.
That'd be Rick Ali, Bravo leader.
Duh.
Oh, okay.
That is it.
2 points. There we go. And Sean Sullivan off to a hot start. Your next question, Sean. In The Phantom Menace, just prior to the Battle of Naboo, Boss Nass gives Jar Jar Binks what rank in the Gungan army?
Bombad
General.
That is correct for 2 more points. This guy's seen the movie, Christian.
He has. He knew this one. He seemed pretty confident, and he's showing so far.
All right, your third of 5 questions, Sean. In The Phantom Menace, what kind of aliens can be seen massaging Sebulba in the pod race hangar prior to the race?
Twi'leks, I think.
I'm going to give you 2 pronunciations, Twi'lek or Twi'lek.
I'll take either one, sir, and I'll give you 2 points for your trouble.
Big round so far for Sean Sullivan as he sees himself only 5 behind Laura right now with his 4th question coming up.
That's right. Your penultimate question in round number 2, Sean. In episode 1, what is the name of the consular cruiser that transported Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan to the Trade Federation ship for negotiations at the beginning of the film?
It's going to be the Radiant 7.
Of course, it's the 7th Radiant that took him there.
All right. So, in your your final question here. Your final question.
That's right. Final question for Sean in The Phantom Menace, a movie that he clearly has seen a couple times. Sean, for 2 points, in episode 1, what was the street vendor going to charge Jar Jar for eating his merchandise?
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat.
First one.
All right. In episode 1, what was the street vendor going to charge Jar Jar for eating his merchandise?
Give me the multiple.
Multiple choice options are, is it A, 7 Whoopie Whoopie, B, 7 Republic credits, C, 10 drugettes, or D, 20 Zemids?
I think it's C.
Can you repeat the multiple?
Once.
I can do that for you once. Is it A, 7 Whoopie Whoopie, B, 7 Republic credits, C, 10 drugettes, or D, 20 Zemids?
Let's go with A.
Thank goodness I didn't have to say that again. You are correct for a point.
All right, so unbelievable there. Unbelievable. What a round it was for both competitors. 20-18, we see a 2-point lead by Laura Kelly as we get to round number 3. Mark, how do the rules of round number 3 go?
We don't get a break. We're going right in.
Right
Here
in.
we go. Round number 3. This is the round that will determine the match. Yes, we go to sudden death overtime. In round number 3, each competitor hears 3 questions in the world of Star Wars. How do we determine what questions and what genre? You give us 3 numbers. These numbers can range from 1 to 20. Your first question is going to be worth 2 points. Your next one is worth 3 points. Your last one, should we make it that far, is worth 5 big points. There is no stealing. There is no penalty for missing a question in round number 3. So Sean Sullivan, very impressive, really both rounds here, yet still trailing Laura Kelly by only 2. So lights out, we're going to get your 3 lucky numbers first. And like I said, we have 20 Star Wars categories available. So from 1 to 20, what feels destined to you?
I would like 3, 5, and 18, Mark.
3, 5, and 18 for Laura. And for Sean?
Let's go 5, 7, and 2.
She already chose 5.
Okay. Let's go 5, 9, and 2.
She already chose 5.
Den mother.
Okay. Let's go.
So don't
1,
don't pick 5.
9,
I
and
guess.
2.
1,
What? Yeah.
9, 1, 9, and 2 for Sean Sullivan.
Yeah,
All
the joke's on you guys because 5's really hard. So
That's right. 1, 9, and 2 for Sean Sullivan. Okay, so Mark chose 1, 9, 2. And remember, so also Shannon, you have 60 seconds. Should you want to say anything to your competitor during this time? Clock's on now.
Hey, Laura.
How's it going, Shannon?
Pretty darn good. You ready to neuter this kitty?
I think I am.
Let's get it
All
done.
Do this.
All right, now we have Kate. Anything to say to Sean? 60 seconds on the clock, starting now.
I'm so proud of you. You're doing awesome. You're holding it together, man. You're cool as a cucumber. You playing
That's
that
all I
smart.
gotta do.
You used your JT when you needed to. You went to multiple. You're a smart player. I love you, Shawnee. Let's bring it home, baby.
All right, so
Thanks,
the
Kate.
managers have given words of encouragement, and now we get to the round. Mark, Sean finally chose number 1. So let's get to that one. Mark, would you do the honors, my good man?
Oh, well, thank you, Christian. I really appreciate that. So, Sean, we've arrived at round number 3. And your 2-point question that could pull you to even with Lights Out Laura Kelly for 2 points is in the world of Who Said It? These are Star Wars quotes. And your question for the tie. What Jedi, when asked if they intend to kill Chancellor Palpatine, responds, I would certainly like to?
Five,
Anakin, I
4.
think.
Repeat.
Second
I
one.
can do that.
The first one.
Hold on.
Oh, second one. Sorry.
Second one.
Second one.
Yep.
Sean, what Jedi, when asked if they intend to kill Chancellor Palpatine, responds, I would certainly like to?
Anakin. I would
Anakin
certainly
Skywalker?
like to.
Remember, Little Andy is all grown up. 2 points and we're tied.
We're all tied. That takes him away from the TKO range. But now we jump to Laura Kelly, who will have to answer her 2-pointer. Laura, you chose category 3. Category number 3. That is from the Clone Wars movie.
Oh, no.
Here's your 2-pointer. What was the nickname that Ahsoka gave to Anakin Skywalker?
Sky Guy.
Sky Guy.
Yes, it is for 2 points. Right back to Sean Sullivan with his 3-pointer. Now, Mark, he chose category 9.
Yes, he did, Christian. And category 9, something familiar with Christian's history in the Schmoedown. You know that he probably likes this category because it is villains. And the question for 3 points, Sean, this can give you the lead over Laura Kelly. How many movies mention a Death Star in the opening crawl? I'm going to give you 20 seconds on this one.
Three, I think. No, wait.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat.
Last one.
All right. In the world of villains, how many movies mention a Death Star in the opening crawl?
Two.
That is incorrect. Actually looking for 3. All 3 classic trilogy films. I thought Rogue One had it too, but then I was like, oh, no, wait, they don't even have crawl text, so forget it.
That's right. So now, all right, so here's where we stand. Because of that miss, Laura Kelly and Corruption could get the win here if Sean Sullivan does not hit his 5-pointer. However, if he does hit the 5-pointer, it will bounce back to Laura, forcing her to try to get the win. So, Mark, Sean chose category number 2 for his 5-pointer.
That's right, Christian. And you might see a big smile emerge from that giant beard because category 2, Sean, your 5-point question is in the world of episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And your question for 5 points. In episode 1, from what homeworld is the pod racer Ben Quindanaros from?
Oh, no. Oh, I don't know. Ben Guadanaros goes, you unlucky son of a bishop.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Malister.
And your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Laura Lights Out Kelly. She takes it. Sean, I'm going to put you in the waiting room at the moment here. Good match there.
So what's the answer,
Final
though?
score here, ladies and gentlemen. Laura Lights Out Kelly wins the match. The answer was Tund. T-U-N-D. Tund. Sean didn't answer in time anyway. He did, but he didn't have the right one once he did. So let's talk about it. Shannon, first win since the big win with Mike and Chance, and Laura does exactly what you guys said she would do. She advances. She sits now and waits for the winner of Ken Knapsack and Andres Cabrera. How you feeling?
Oh, it feels so good. So good. I can't get enough of this.
Laura, you did it again. You're 2-2 now, but again, I think it's a Star Wars Division 2 wins are that's massive. It's very hard to do. You've done it. You said you were going to do it. You said that you were going to come out here and you didn't miss any questions. You came out here and just were lights out. So how are you feeling about your performance?
I feel amazing. Yeah, this went exactly how I needed it to go. And yeah, this feels really good. And I'm kind of hoping that maybe that puts Sean in his place a little bit. Maybe knock some of that arrogance down a notch would be nice.
Laura, we're looking at the upcoming match that you're going to have, and maybe you're facing Andres, maybe you're facing Ken. It doesn't matter who you're facing, or does it? Do you have a preference as to who you would see next? And post question, are you going to be cracking open champagne after this win, or are you going to wait until you win the whole thing?
Oh, I don't think that there's any reason to wait to crack open the champagne. I think that this is a perfectly good time to do that. In terms of Ace versus Knapsack, I don't know if I really have a preference. There was a time when I would have really preferred Knapsack over anybody else, but I'm not sure if it's even okay to talk about him right now. Has anyone checked on him? Like, is he okay? Maybe Mark Riley gonna go over and check on him or anything?
I mean, his promo it did make you question his sanity, and even Grace was kind of taking some shots and saying, he should be walking the dog instead of drinking through mess. But we don't see the big talk right now from the den, like you said, Shannon. This has to be satisfying. Grace and Kate have been rivals this season. To hand them a loss, I'm sure, and to move up the rankings a little bit, I'm sure it's got to feel satisfying.
Listen, it's 2 against 1. 2 of these losers to try to take me down, and they couldn't friggin' do it. I got 2 things for you, Kate. Number 1, instead of giving him Clorox wipes, maybe you should have gotten him an ice pack, because he might start experiencing some phantom testicle pain. It's totally normal after being castrated, but you just want to make sure he's comfortable. Number 2, I know you had some concerns for me during your little promo, so I'd like to take a second to address those. Number 1, I got in touch with Lady Liberty. As a matter of fact, she agreed that I look phenomenal in a crown and insisted that I keep it. Number 2,
that, of course.
Number 3, I'm not done yet.
Oh, sorry.
Having 2 first names is a sign of superior intelligence, which unfortunately is way above your pay grade. And lastly, about those Schmoedown points, let them know that we just picked up a couple here in the first round, and we'll be coming around to collect the rest very soon.
Of course, that's all into reference to the promos that were cut by Kate Mulligan to Shannon Barney. Shannon able to back it up at the moment with a big, massive win here. Look at the faction standings as we sit today.
Wow.
The Corruption no longer in last place. That honor is now the Quirky Mercs. You have Corruption, who is now in 6th place. They went from being in 9th to 6th with this massive win by Laura Kelly. They see themselves with 5 big points, only 1 point behind the Rock Stars here today. Finstock Exchange still in 1st place. Swag now still in 2nd place because of the loss here today by the Den. They sit in 3rd. But Corruption jumping out of the cellar by leaping over into 6th place here. Big move here by Laura Kelly and Corruption. Mark.
Christian, dogs are barking, motorcycles are revving, and fans' appetite for more Star Wars is getting hungry. So it's just been amazing watching Laura Kelly and watching that dominance that we saw today. Sean Sullivan, great matchup, but clearly could not topple Laura Kelly. She is on a mission, Christian. I think she's only emboldened by this W here today.
Yeah. All right. So let's look. Here's the other thing. So both Laura and Shannon will be in our after show with the fans. So the way that it works for you guys, everyone will be able to see the Q&A that is watching here today. However, for $10 patrons on the Schmoedown, if you go to patreon.com/Schmoedown, $10 patrons will be sent out the StreamYard link, and you will be able to join and ask questions to both Shannon and Laura, and hope and cross your fingers that Shannon doesn't insult you, or hey, you might be paying because you want her to insult you. All right, so let's put you guys in the waiting room. Again, Laura, congratulations. Phenomenal match, showing that you are indeed one of the best performers in the Star Wars division that we have. Thank you. And Shannon, we will see you in just a bit.
Toodles, losers.
All right, so now we bring in Kate, Sean Sullivan. Sean, first defeat here in the movie trivia showdown. It's got to sting a little bit, I'm sure. Does it sting just a little bit more because it was corruption?
You know what? It does. It only stings because it's corruption. And I've noticed Shannon has brought about my private parts up in her smack talk a few times. And Mike, I'd be a little concerned about that.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, I know you can hear me because you're just walking around in the background. Hey, Mike, bring that cute tush back here.
I think he might actually be able to hear you because he just stopped. He just paused.
It's also nice to see the cute dog running around. Sean, I got to ask you, you were such a gentleman to me when I started growing this beard. You recommended a nice oil I still use today. I couldn't help you out and give you that last answer, but was it on the tip of your tongue? Were you thinking Tund was an option? Was it just one of those ones that just escaped your window?
I've never heard of Tund in my life.
Yeah.
What is that?
Listen, this is where the 5-pointers and the Star Wars it gets tough. That's a question I actually wonder. I didn't ask Laura. I wonder if Laura had the answer for that one. I'm not sure. We'll never know. We'll never know. We'll never know. But it was a great question.
By the way, the good thing is that Sean does know the villain, the Death Star. Thank God. He knows the villain, the Death Star. Oh, God, the villain, the Death Star.
It's not a good guy.
Well, I'm just saying. Okay, here's a question for you. I don't feel bad that he missed on that question, by the way. Okay, here's a question for you. Here's a villain's question. How many times does Kylo Ren swish his lightsaber before he uses it to kill his dad? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Kate, I know you're brand new to the league, but the Star Wars division is about as deep cutty as you can get. And
that wasn't a deep cut. That was a mislabeled question. Okay,
kinda, yeah.
I don't know.
I'll tell you what. Listen, I gotta tell you, I don't feel anything but proud of him. This wasn't a TKO. She didn't come in. They say that she came and did what she did. She didn't. She didn't wipe the floor with him. She didn't turn the lights out on him. The lights are amplified on him. You know why? Because everybody knows. Everybody sees what he did here today. Everybody knows this kid can play Star Wars. This is not the end of Sean Sullivan. This was not a TKO. That kid hung. We know he knew the name in the first round. He was going to have a perfect round. Okay, Ratzenberg versus Ratzenberger. Listen, he's not Jewish, okay? He doesn't know.
All right. Well, he figured it out. He did it. Guys, I like to look. This is where we stand right now with the actual tournament itself. Laura Kelly finds herself victorious here, and she will play the winner of both Ken Knapsack and Andres Cabrera. However, next week, we will see Joseph Scrimshaw, who Laura Kelly is familiar with, against someone else she is familiar with, Andrew DiMolata. They will go head-to-head in a battle next week, same time. Adam Witt faces Molly Damon on June 10th. And then again, on July 1st, we will see Laura Kelly playing the winner of Ken Knapsack and Andres Cabrera. To both... Before we let you go here, Kate and Sean, Kate, I got to ask you kind of the reverse question of what same question I guess that we asked Sean, is that you've been going back and forth with Shannon. You know, the history that you guys have already, the history that Grace has with Shannon. Does it bother you to lose to Shannon, or is it just one of these things like, hey, you know, you're still well enough in second place?
I know that Shannon can shush you, Christian, but can I ask the production to put the standings up again? Because I just want to see. I'm pretty sure the Den's still ahead of Corruption by a bunch of spots.
You are indeed. The Den has 12 points and Corruption has 5. You're still 7 points over.
So let's just say I'm unbothered.
All right, fair enough. Kate, I wanted to thank you. Sean, I wanted to thank you guys. Gonna have to ask you.
For having me.
Great match, Johnny. Great match.
If you'd be so kind to drop out of the stream at the moment, because we're trying to get some new patrons in here to be able to talk to both of Corruption. Mark, this is an exciting thing. We had an exciting match here, and we see the how good Laura Kelly really is. She didn't seem phased at all. She looked. I mean, I hate to say it. She looked to me the same kind of confidence that you see with Alex Damo when Alex Damon answers questions.
All right, Christian, you know what you just did. That's like saying any modern-day NBA player looks as competitive as Michael Jordan. I don't know about that, but look, I'll tell you this. She was healthy enough today to pull the ears off of Gundark, and so I think Ken or Ace are going to have their hands full with her once somebody emerges from that faction or that bracket region, shall we say. And when you look at this, I think that the chat room got it right on Twitch, because before the show we did a poll, who's going to win today's match? 74% said Laura, lights out Kelly. They were correct. Sullivan, great matchup for her, but Laura came out on top today.
Well, I think what Sean Sullivan did though today is prove that he belongs. I mean, he went toe to toe with one of the best in the division, and she just, I guess, her nickname suits her now. She was lights out. So, all right, listen.
Okay, so I paused the thing now. This was a great match. Again, I don't think the part where the patrons come up and talk to the competitor and the manager needs to be in this video in particular. I think this belongs more in the actual video by the Schmoedown. I just decided to take that part out of it, and plus, it'll only just make this video even longer than it needs to be. But anyways, like I said, guys, again, I already knew the results of the match going into it, because unfortunately I got spoiled. I spoiled it to myself. My fault again. I'm still getting used to the whole the idea of the Schmoedown being on Twitch, but regardless, like I said, it's not about the results. It's about the journey. It's about the match that was played, and this match did not disappoint. I was on the edge of my seat most of the time, even though I already knew who was gonna win. But still, I was very engaged in this match. What about you guys? Did you enjoy the match as much as I did? Let me know in the comments below. And no idea why I said it weird. But until next time, people, stay safe, everybody, and I'll see you guys on the next match. Goodbye. Hello again, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed this video, because I really enjoyed making it. So, if you like what you've seen here, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content like this. So, until next time, guys, I'll see you guys next time.